this offer and many others online at jimbakkershow.com. Thank you for your prayers and financial support. It's because of you we can continue to broadcast the gospel of Jesus Christ around the world.
Can this ignite a world war?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that 6 months ago, but watching the capability I've seen out of North Korea. I spent a year on the demilitarized zone a long time ago, but I saw firsthand how vicious these people are and how ideologically focused that they are. This guy, as you pointed out, Pastor, killed his own half-brother, sending assassins down there. He'd do whatever is necessary to stay in power. So you have that. China is becoming not totally unstable, but there are instability issues that are very serious there. Then, of course, we can't forget about our friends in Pakistan and India. So you have that. You have the Iranians. You have the entire Middle East. North Africa is coming apart from Nigeria all the way to Somalia. There just is not peace. And historically, we haven't. I don't know that we've ever had, peace as absent in a world and as precarious as it truly is today. We could, I'm afraid, end up in a major conflagration, a major war in the not so distant future.
What will drive a nation to war, even when we would think it maybe wouldn't go to war, is if it needs something.
Yes.
If it needs food, if it
Yes.
needs water, and their country's suffering.
Yeah.
The evil, and this is what your books, these 3 books, really, the crux of it, is the spirit of this thing, the spirit of Antichrist, the spirit of war. But I want you to order these books, these 3 books, the Saboteurs, and I'm going to talk some more about this before you leave today. This book, who are those that are sabotaging? And then you've got the deeper state with Lieutenant Colonel Robert Maginnis. These people mean business. And that spirit, the thing that I don't think everybody's getting is this is what the book says. Mm-hmm. It's supernatural what's coming. It's supernatural what's here.
Yeah.
The love of many is what? Waxed cold.
Yeah.
We are exactly, it's there. And 3 of the great authors have written brand new books to release this day on our program. Mm-hmm. The Saboteurs, who are they? What is going on? Tell me again, what in this book, give me 2 or 3 things that you think is the most important pieces right now as I get people to order these books. Please, I'm so interested in hearing the authors that I forget to promote them. So please order your books today. $35 for the 3 books, all 3 of them. And then if you want to share them, why don't you share some good stuff? And we're lowering the price to as low as I can do it. And it's for 3 sets for the price of 2 sets. So 1 set is $35. So $35 for all 3
for the
of
whole
these
collection.
books of the collection. If you get 2 of them, 2 sets, that would be $70.
And then we'll give you a 3rd one for free. And that actually comes out to be $7.77 a book.
For $70, you're getting
Incredible.
9 books.
Yes.
And you're getting
That's right.
complete 3 sets of these. Hold your set up,
I can
honey.
tell you right now that you need to go ahead and pick up the phone and call 1-888-988-1588 because the lines are going to be jammed. And just do it now. Or you can go to the website, jimbakkershow.com, and you can still write P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri, 65615.
So, Tom, why should they buy your book? Can you give me just a couple reasons more?
Well, look, I can't help people that don't want to know.
Right.
Yeah.
People that prefer darkness, that's even from the time of Christ, right? From then until now, there are those who prefer darkness, right?
Their deeds are evil.
Their deeds are evil. Mm-hmm. But we are trying to do everything we can to help people who do want to know.
Yeah.
And this won't only tell you what the problem is, it'll tell you where the answers lie, and it'll also tell you what you can do about it, right?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of empowering that people need to know.
Yes.
So for instance, Steve Bannon
Yes.
is forced out,
Right.
right,
Yep.
of Trump's inner circle.
Yes.
Which was probably a big mistake, because I think he's going to be able to help Trump more on the outside
Oh, yeah.
than on the inside.
I think so, too. Yeah.
He is a subscriber to a book that was published in 1997 called The Fourth Turning. And it's not a Christian book, it's a secular book. It was written by two professors who examined an enormous amount of history, right? And they came up with a way of explaining what happens cyclically with great countries, great powers. And it was one of the most important books I ever read, because it really put everything in a nutshell. It basically says that early on in the first turning, you have the dreamers, the poets, the philosophizers, the people that come together. They get a great idea about building a country, right? Mm-hmm. In the second turning is the industrialization. This is the people that put shoulder to the plow, the great generation of American history, right? Yeah. They get the job done. They build the empire, right? But now in the third turning, the third generation, they're the ones that start living off of everything. They're the socialists. They start living off of everything that was built by the great generation, and they start, it's almost vampiric, right? Mm-hmm. They start draining the resources and everything else, but that ultimately brings you to the fourth turning. 20 years ago, Strauss and Howe, who wrote the book, they said sometime right after 2005 or so, we are going to enter into the fourth turning in America. They said it is going to be the most dangerous time in our country, the most dangerous time in the history of America, and they nailed it down. Well, that's the worldview behind Steve Bannon. And Bannon not only says that we've entered into the fourth turning, but he ties it to what's going on with the Islamic infiltration. It's very complex. There are powers in the government that don't want that kind of knowledge around Donald Trump. They don't want him to understand how critical the phase is that we've entered into right now, that literally could lead to the destruction of our country, literally to the defragmenting of our country. So we're at a perilous time.
We've already passed socialism.
Well, we're in it.
I mean, we're in it.
Yeah.
In it.
Well, again, we said earlier that it may even be more than 50% of Americans who now say they prefer socialism over capitalism. You're talking about a generation of people that have been going to their schools or colleges where we're revising history. Look at what we're doing right now. We're out tearing down statues, right?
Right.
Of people that fought in the Civil War, because our senses are offended by the fact that some of them were slave owners, right? Here's the problem. If you